They're not even hiding it anymore. The Albanese government, with Treasurer Jim Chalmers at the wheel, is cooking up a plan so sneaky it'd make a snake oil salesman blush. It's not just about taxing your income or your profits. Nah, they're going bigger. They're coming for your wealth, the stuff you own, the stuff you've worked for, the stuff you thought was yours. And they're building a digital cage to make sure you can't escape. This isn't about fairness. It's about control, and it's aimed square at the heart of every Aussie who's ever dared to dream of getting ahead. Let's break it down. They're floating this idea of taxing unrealized gains. That's a fancy way of saying they'll tax you on the potential value of your assets, your home, your small business, maybe even that old Uda sitting in your driveway if it's suddenly a collector's item. Say your house in Western Sydney jumps from $700,000 to $1.2 million because some developer built a shiny new mall nearby. You haven't sold it. You're still paying off the mortgage, maybe even choosing between groceries and the power bill. Doesn't matter. Under this plan, you'd owe tax on that $500,000 gain you never touched. It's like being billed for a steak you didn't eat, cooked by a chef you didn't hire, in a restaurant you can't afford. And here's where it gets dystopian. To pull this off, they need to know everything about you. Enter the Digital Wealth Register, a government database tracking every asset you own, from your family home to your super, your shares, even your bloody Pokemon card collection if it's worth a few bucks. They're already laying the groundwork. The ATO's got tech that can sniff out your bank transfers, monitor your pay ID, and cross-reference your socials with your tax file. They're not just collecting data, they're weaponizing it. One day, you're a trod eye saving for a deposit. The next, you're flagged for an audit because your crypto wallet spiked 5% or your house got a fancy new valuation. From some desk jockey in Canberra, this isn't a tax. It's surveillance dressed up as policy. And Jim Chalmers, with his polished suits and matey grin, is the frontman for it. He'll tell you it's about closing loopholes or funding the future. But let's be real, the future he's funding isn't yours. It's a future where the government decides what your assets are worth, when you pay, and how much. Disagree with their valuation? Good luck fighting it. The ATO's got more lawyers than you've got mates, and their rulebook's written in smoke. Now, let's talk about who gets hit hardest. It's not the billionaires with their offshore accounts and tax-dodging trusts. They've got the means to slip through the cracks. It's you, working families, small business owners, farmers out in the regions who've poured their lives into their land. Picture a dairy farmer in Gippsland. Her family's been milking cows since the 1950s. Land prices have gone up, not because she's rolling in cash, but because city folks started buying weekenders nearby. Now she's staring down a tax bill for gains she can't touch. She can't pay it, so she sells. And who buys? Not another farmer. It's a corporate giant or a foreign investor who doesn't give a toss about the community. That's not progress. That's a land grab, plain and simple. And renters, don't think you're off the hook. When landlords get slammed with these taxes, they've got two choices: jack up your rent or sell up. Either way, you're screwed. Rents skyrocket, or the rental market shrinks, leaving you fighting for a one-bedroom flat that costs more than your entire paycheck. This is how you turn a nation of dreamers into a nation of dependents, stuck in a cycle of paying more for less. But here's the real kicker. They're normalizing it. They're banking on you being too busy with life, kids' footy, rising bills, the latest Netflix drop, to notice. They'll slip it into law during the next crisis, maybe a climate emergency, or an economic reset. They've done it before with lockdowns, curfews, and QR codes. They know if they boil the frog slowly, you won't jump. And once this digital wealth register is in place, it's game over. Every move you make, every dollar you save, every asset you own, it's all on their radar. Miss a payment? Your account's frozen. Sell your car for less than their valuation? Too bad. You already paid the tax. It's a one-way street to serfdom, and Jim Chalmers is paving it with your money. What's next? Don't be surprised if they start taxing your super before you retire or slap a levy on your side hustle, because your Etsy shop's valued too high. They're already testing the waters with superannuation taxes, sneaking in rules that hit accounts over $3 million. Sounds like a lot, right? But that cap doesn't budge with inflation. In 10 years, your average super could be in the firing line. And don't expect fairness. Politicians like Albanese are already carving out exemptions for themselves. They're insulated, mate. You're not. This is bigger than a bad policy. It's a betrayal of the Australia we were raised to believe in, a place where hard work meant a fair go, where owning a home or a bit of land was a reward, not a punishment. They're turning that dream into a spreadsheet, and you're the one paying for it. But we're not helpless. We can stop this. Step 1. Get loud. Call your MP, spam their inbox, show up at town halls. Step 2. Get smart. Learn about your assets, diversify, talk to a financial advisor who's not in the government's pocket. Step 3. Don't back down. They'll call you greedy or paranoid for fighting back, but you're not. You're an Aussie who believes in fairness, not theft.